Still remember the exact moment when those words left her lips. Not tonight or any night. The finality in her voice made my body go cold. We had been married for 6 years, and although things hadn't been perfect lately, I never expected such a definitive statement about our intimate life. That evening had started like any other. I came home from work, we had dinner while discussing mundane topics, and then moved to the living room. She scrolled through her phone while I watched TV. When I leaned over to kiss her neck, something that once made her smile, she pulled away sharply. "Don't," she said, not even looking up from her screen. "I'm not in the mood." "You haven't been in the mood for weeks now," I replied, trying to keep frustration out of my voice. "Is everything okay?" That's when she put down her phone, looked me straight in the eyes, and delivered those crushing words. "Not tonight or any night. I'm done with that part of our relationship." My mind raced through possible responses, but I sat there, speechless. How does one reply to the sudden end of physical intimacy in a marriage? No explanation. No room for discussion. Just a unilateral decision that affected us both. "What exactly do you mean?" I finally managed to ask, hoping I had misunderstood. "Exactly what I said. I've been thinking about this for a while," she continued, her voice unnervingly calm. "I'm comfortable with our life together, the house, our social circle, the stability, but I'm no longer interested in physical intimacy. You can accept it or not. That's your choice." As she spoke, memories flashed through my mind, the passionate early days of our relationship, the gradual cooling over the past year, the increasing frequency of excuses, the way she flinched at my touch lately. All the signs had been there, but I had ignored them, making excuses and hoping things would naturally improve. "Is there someone else?" I asked, immediately regretting the cliché question. She actually laughed at that. "No, there isn't. I'm not interested in anyone that way anymore. This isn't about you specifically. I've just moved past that phase of my life." That almost hurt more. If there had been someone else, I could have labeled her the villain in our story. But this? How do you fight against someone simply not wanting you anymore? The following days were a strange limbo. We continued living together, eating together, even watching TV together, all while this invisible wall had been erected between us. She acted as if her declaration was as ordinary as announcing a change in grocery preferences, not the fundamental reshaping of our marriage. I tried bringing up counseling. "We don't need therapy," she responded dismissively. "There's nothing wrong with me, and I'm not going to be pressured into physical intimacy I don't want." Of course, she was right about not being pressured, but the complete unwillingness to even address the sudden change left me feeling like I was living with a stranger wearing my wife's face. At night, lying on my side of our now purely functional bed, I stared at the ceiling, wondering how I had missed the gradual erosion of our connection. Had I been so absorbed in work that I failed to notice her pulling away? Or had she hidden her feelings until reaching a breaking point? One thing became increasingly clear: I was now in a marriage where I was neither wanted nor needed in any meaningful way. I was simply convenient. A contributor to bills. A social partner for couple-oriented gatherings. A housemate who helped maintain our outward image of marital success. 2 weeks after her declaration, I found myself sitting in my car outside our house, unable to summon the energy to go inside. What was waiting for me there? Another evening of polite coexistence with someone who had unilaterally changed the terms of our relationship. That's when I realized I had a choice to make. I could continue living in this emotional desert, hoping for rain that would never come, or I could redirect my time, attention, and resources towards something, or someone, that offered the possibility of growth. As I finally walked through our front door, a plan was already forming in my mind. Not a plan for revenge or dramatic confrontation, but something more powerful, a complete redirection of my life's energy. If she had moved on from me without physically leaving, perhaps I could do the same. The next morning, I woke up with renewed determination to understand what had happened to our relationship. Perhaps there was still something to salvage. 6 years of shared history couldn't simply evaporate overnight. "Can we talk?" I asked as she prepared her breakfast, meticulously spreading avocado on her toast like any other day. "We're talking right now," she replied without looking up. "I mean really talk. About us. About what you said." I tried to keep my voice steady. "I think we owe our relationship at least one honest conversation." She sighed, placing her knife down with deliberate slowness. "There's nothing more to discuss. I've made my feelings clear." "But you haven't explained why. Was it something I did? Something I didn't do?" People don't just wake up one day and decide to fundamentally change their marriage without a reason. "I didn't just wake up and decide this," she said, irritation finally breaking through her calm facade. "I've been feeling this way for months. Maybe if you paid more attention, you would have noticed." That stung because there was truth in it. I had been working longer hours, taking on extra projects to secure a promotion. But I'd done it for us, for our future. At least, that's what I had told myself. "Then let's fix it together," I suggested. "Marriage counseling, date nights, whatever it takes. Just tell me what you need." She looked at me with something resembling pity. "What I need is for you to accept my decision. I'm not interested in fixing anything because I don't see it as broken. This is simply what I want now." "And what about what I want?" The words came out harsher than intended. "You're free to want whatever you like," she responded coolly. "But I won't pretend or force myself to maintain a physical relationship I no longer desire." The conversation went nowhere, like trying to negotiate with a wall. The following week, I scheduled an appointment with a marriage counselor anyway, hoping she might change her mind if a professional was involved. "I'm not going," she stated flatly when I told her. "If you need therapy to process this, go alone." So I did. The therapist, a kind-eyed woman in her 50s, listened as I recounted our situation. Has your wife experienced any trauma or significant life changes recently? She asked. Nothing obvious, I replied.